Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. In our last episode, we went to Redcliffe, and on the way, well, just as we arrived above the city, or the town I should say, this little village here, Alistair pulled us aside and told us, guess what? He's King Merrick's son. Yes, that's right. Our dear beloved Alistair is the half-brother of the recently departed King Kalen. Yeah. Didn't I specifically ask you, Alistair, if you knew who your father was? You could have told us then, maybe? Anyway, after getting over the shock of that, we were approached by a sentry, a militia sentry actually, by the name of Thomas. And Thomas gave us a little info that was a bit unsettling about how the village is being attacked on nightly raids, and nobody has responded to their cries for help. He actually thought maybe we had been sent by somebody because of that. And then he took us to the chantry where we met Bantegan. Now, Bantegan is the brother of Arl Eamon. So, Bantegan explained in a little bit greater detail. Basically what's happening is the village is being assaulted on a nightly basis by the undead. Morgan's comment, of course, was that she could think of many things why spirits would be possessing the dead, and that none of them were good. But of course she thought it was rather a waste of our time to be volunteering to help these people after we did so. So anyway, we ran around the town and we've been talking to various people, and I was not able to finish talking to everybody that I needed to because the episode was getting rather long at that point.
Stop fidgeting.
So we
I
did...
don't like being out here, Dwin. The mayor's giving me the evil eye.
And well he should, because you're a good-for-nothing liar and a thief.
Well, we don't understand why we're out here.
We're out here because I say we're gonna help these people. And since I pay your wages, you're gonna do as I say.
Oh, sure, boss. Whatever you say.
So one of the people we spoke to was this person right here, Dwin, who Murdoch really wanted us to recruit because he's been trying to recruit him, and Dwin was like going, yeah, nothing doing. So basically we gave the Dwin the option of either risking his life in defense of the village, or he could face us. And Dwin was like, yeah, I don't think I like my odds. I'll go ahead and help defend the village. So we did definitely bully him a bit. Actually more than a bit. But part of the reason why I'm mentioning them is I wanted to let people get another look at these guys, because anybody who's played this game knows that this is not how either one of these blokes here normally appears. And back in Lothering, I had mentioned that I had found a really cool mod on the Dragon Age website that had Chasen style tattoos, and somebody in the comments section actually of that mod, and I'm kind of rambling a bit, but I wanted to explain why I gave these two mods, or these two those tattoos, was that the commenter thought that they thought it would be rather appropriate actually for those also that lived in Ferelden that wanted to like imitate the Chastened, because the Chastened they're known as barbarians and strange, and people fear them. And I thought, being tough guys, that these two guys might be just the sort that would do that. And, of course, I couldn't go in and just give them tattoos. No, I had to... you can't really see it very well here, but you may have gotten a look at it during the cutscene. But I gave them different skins and very different roguish hairstyles as well. This guy's got a nice scar that goes from here to there, you know, above that eye to down below that eye. And then this guy over here on the non-tattooed side of his face has a scar as well, which, like I said, you probably can't see it in this right here because it's too small, and I can't, it for some reason the game has not been letting me scroll into first person.
And their numbers just keep growing each night.
Well, sure, they take the dead and they...
But,
you know.
yeah.
I don't want to think about that.
Anyway, now that I've rambled for probably 5 minutes now, there are some other people I wanted to talk to. Sir Perth is up this way, and he is one of the 2 men that Bantegan has put in charge. The other is Murdoch, which Murdoch is the town's mayor. He's down there. And we spoke to Murdoch yesterday. Didn't get a chance to speak to Sir Perth yet. And Sir Perth is actually in charge of what few of Arl Eamon's knights...
Your mother is supposedly the one called Flemeth, the very witch from legend. Is that not true?
There is nothing supposed about it. Flemeth is my mother.
I was more doubtful of the legend rather than your relationship to this woman. Anyone can claim a name after all.
You're welcome to ask her if you ever meet her. You're just her type.
Oh, elven and handsome?
The sort that will never be missed.
Sounds intriguing if you ask me.
You assassin types have a death wish, I see.
Only the really good ones.
Anyway, as I was saying, Sir Perth is in charge of the few of Arl Eamon's knights who have returned from questing for the sacred ashes. And yes, I'm running up this steps here in a zigzag pattern because for some reason, some of the shorter races, it's especially problematic with dwarves, but I've had problems with it on elves as well. But just trying to run straight up the steps, you get stuck on them if you're on a shorter race, especially if you're playing a dwarf. I don't know why that is. It's just something that happens. So I was taking countermeasures to that potentially occurring. So yeah, this is Sir Perth over here, and here's the less than a handful actually of knights that have returned from searching for the sacred ashes. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to Sir Perth first, now.
Greetings, Grey Warden. I am as relieved as Bantegan is to see you here. I must admit, I do not know how to address an elf in your position. I do not wish to be rude.
You can call me Grey Warden, for that is what I am.
Grey Warden it is then, and thank you kindly. I am Sir Perth, until recently in direct service of Arl Eamon of Redcliffe. For now my charge is defending the village from these evil assaults. Would that I had chosen not to seek out the urn of sacred ashes. Perhaps I would have fended off whatever evil befell the castle, or perhaps I would be dead. Ah well, with a Grey Warden aiding our defense, perhaps all is not lost.
Have you considered using the oil in the village store?
No one told me of this. Oil, you say? How much exactly?
Enough to set many monsters on flame.
Assuming that would hurt them. Yes, I see what you have in mind. That might be effective, if used carefully.
A fine tactic, provided it actually kills them and you don't end up having to deal with flaming undead.
Yes, excellent idea. I'll send some men to collect the oil. We'll use it to slow these creatures down. Have you anything else to ask me in the meantime?
I might have some questions for you.
Ask me whatever you wish.
Tell me what's happened here.
You know about as much as I do. I returned a day before the attacks began, having heard strange rumors about the abandoned castle. I was the only knight to survive the first attack. Since then I found others returning from the Arlessa's quest. Until we get to the source of this evil, though, I do not think it will stop. And I don't believe we will be enough.
Is there any place I can get supplies?
I'm not sure. Murdoch mentioned a blacksmith in the village, but I believe the militia is using everything he had. Beyond that, you might try the village store. It's locked up, but there may be items of use still within. I do not know.
Yeah, that's where I found the oil that I just told you about. There wasn't anything else in there. What about the tavern?
Ugh, a fellow named Lloyd runs it. He refuses to close and evacuate to the Chantry. I suppose he might still have something to sell you, though I wouldn't encourage dealing with a fool. He's a profiteer and nothing more.
I see. Okay, well, I need to ask you something else.
As you wish.
Is there anything that I can do to help you prepare?
We have sufficient armor and weapons, but my knights are too few to stand against the monsters without assistance. Perhaps you could approach Mother Hannah in the Chantry for some holy protection against these evil creatures. Otherwise, I do not know what else you could provide beyond your own talents. We're as prepared for the onslaught as we could possibly be, all things considered.
Is there anything else you need?
No, nothing comes to mind. If you have not spoken to the mayor, Murdoch, you should. His militia is far more in need of aid than we are.
Alright. Carry on then.
As you wish, Grey Warden. Make a watch over you.
Alright. So he wants us to go and talk to Mother Hannah, which Narian thinks that that's an absolutely ridiculous idea, but he's also, how should I put this? He's practical enough to understand that, you know, while he might think it's ridiculous because he doesn't believe in the Chantry or the Chantry's maker, he understands that these people do, and that some of these people are rather devout about it, in fact. And if they believe that having some kind of talisman or a blessing or something like this will help them in the battle, you know, provide them protection or whatever, at the very least, it's going to help morale. And he understands that morale is a very, very important thing when it comes to battle. I mean, he hasn't participated in many large-scale battles, but you know, really aside from Ostagar, I don't think he really has. But by the same token, he is, like I said, he's practical enough in that matter to understand the benefit that a morale boost can give your men. You know, if your men believe they are protected, they're gonna fight harder.
I shall do it.
And oftentimes fighting harder can be what actually gets you through a very, very difficult battle. So, yeah, he's gonna go talk to Mother Hannah, even if he personally thinks it's kinda ridiculous because he doesn't believe in that particular religion. Yeah, like I said, the whole morale thing is important, so.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
There we go. Alrighty. And we're going to go ahead and go to the tavern, which is actually why I headed over this way. The tavern is this building up here, up this hill. And we're going to talk to some of the people we find inside and see if maybe we can get some supplies. hello.
Another doomed soul come to drown their sorrows here, I see. If you came here for a drink, you'll have to talk to Lloyd. He's got a vice grip on the spigots. I'm just here to keep the boys from mutiny.
Shouldn't you be at the chantry?
Later on, yes. Lloyd will lock himself in the cellar, and I'll go to the chantry. Are you fighting tonight?
Yes, I am.
That's good to hear. I didn't know that.
How's business been?
What business? Without the castle soldiers, the only customers we have are local. And they're all in the militia with no money to spend. The few with any money are here, but it's not enough to justify working. Lloyd's a greasy pig. And if I didn't need this job so badly,
You know, you could do a lot better.
Oh, you think I'm pretty, do you?
Maybe. Enough that I'd help you leave if you wanted to.
You mean after the fighting's over? I'd really like that. What would I have to do in return?
Oh, I've never taken this line before, so I wasn't quite expecting this. And I'm not sure if Nerian's really the type to flirt. So, I don't think he would take this one. And I'm not sure why he would want to help at all, but so this perhaps was a little bit out of character. I'm not quite sure. How about not ending up at another tavern?
Well, I can't promise that, but thank you. I don't really know what to say.
You know, I just noticed somebody, and what do you know about that elf over there in the corner?
Not much. He's very quiet. Says his name's Beric and he's here to meet his brother, but I think he's lying. He's a bit creepy.
I see. Well, I guess I should go.
Keep safe.
Not looking for company.
Kind of strange seeing another elf here.
We have nothing in common. You're Dalish.
We're still both elves, aren't we?
I'm not here to talk.
You're simply here to act suspiciously, I take it.
What? I'm not acting suspiciously.
Oh, now that was convincing.
Look, just because you're an elf doesn't mean we should be friends. I was just told to... I mean, just leave me alone.
What do you mean? What were you told to do?
Nothing. Nobody told me to do anything. Just because you're a Grey Warden doesn't mean you can go around threatening people.
You know, this will be a lot easier if you just tell me what you're hiding.
But I never... Oh, all right, I'll tell you. Just don't hurt me. This is more than I bargained for. Look, they just paid me to watch the castle and send word if anything should change. But they never said anything about monsters. I haven't even been able to report anything since this started. I'm stuck, same as you, I swear.
Exactly who are they? Who hired you to do this?
A tall fellow. I forget his name. He, said he was working for Hal. Arl Rendon Hal. He's an important man, Terran Logain's right hand. So I didn't do anything wrong.
And exactly what are you supposed to work? No, he wouldn't say that. So you know how this happened. Tell me now.
I don't know anything about these creatures. When the Arl got sick, I got scared that people would think I was involved. But I swear I don't know anything about it. They sent me to watch. Maybe they knew the Arl would get sick. I don't know.
Kind of sounds likely. What are you supposed to watch the castle for?
Just to report any changes, honest. All I could send word about was the Arl getting sick. After that, monsters started coming from the castle.
And how do I know you're telling me the truth?
Here, this is a letter from them. It has instructions and everything. Keep it, do whatever you want with it. I just thought I was serving the king and making a bit of coin on the side. You have to believe me.
You know, I think you should help defend the village tonight.
Oh, all right. I'll do it. Thank you for your mercy. I won't forget it.
Nice. Codex updated. Berwick, we need your eyes and ears in Redcliffe. Stay in the village, keep your head down, and watch the castle. Report any changes and you'll be well paid. Okay. Guess we'll talk to, Lloyd?
Hello there, friend. Can't say we've ever met before. Stranger to the village, I take it. Haven't had many travellers lately. All this nonsense is bad for business. Bet you regret coming, yes?
Nope, not at all.
Brave words. Brave words. Well, we'll see when night falls, won't we? So, what'll it be? You are here to drink, I hope?
Actually, I want some questions answered first.
Fine. Make them quick.
Why are you even still open?
I'm not abandoning my tavern because of a few monsters. The second I'm in the chantry, Murdoch and his men will be here drinking all my ale.
That's ridiculous. What do you know about what's happened here?
Not a lot. Castle guards stopped coming in about a week back. It's unusual, too. They were my main source of business. After a few days, I thought it strange enough to ask. But nobody heard anything. Anyone going up to the castle didn't come back. When the first attack hit, I locked myself in the cellar. I say we just wait for help to come.
Shouldn't you be helping to defend the village?
Why? When them creatures attack, I lock myself in the cellar. Just batten the hatches and wait it out. What's the point in getting myself killed with all the rest of them? If that makes me a coward, then I'm a coward.
You know, I'm sorry, but anybody who's able to defend the village should be helping to defend the village. So either die fighting in the militia or you can die now. Your choice.
But Van Tegan said we didn't have to. He said... Fine, I'll go. But all of this better be here when I get back. I don't want the place drunk out from under me. Blasted bloody...
I see you got that bastard Lloyd to join the militia. It's about time he did something to help out. I guess this puts me in charge. Poor Lloyd will have an apoplexy just thinking about it, eh?
You know, speaking of which, I could use some supplies.
Fair enough. Let me see what Lloyd stored in the back. You can help yourself.
I hope your helping makes a difference. It'd be a shame you coming here and dying on the same night.
That's mighty kind of you to help us. We thought nobody would come to our aid.
No matter how much ale I drink, I can't quite forget the sight of those creatures.
What can I get you?
How's business been?
What business? I close up, but it gives the militia a place to take their minds off tonight. Me too, I suppose.
Guess I should go.
Keep safe and come back any time. I won't lock up until near sundown.
Yeah, I tried to reinitiate conversation with Bella because I was wondering if I could maybe choose one to get back into the conversation and, you know, test out some of the other options, but it wouldn't let me. So, and there's Berwick. And there's Lloyd. Okay, so I wanted to talk with Murdoch and let him know Dwyn.
The repairs are underway surprisingly quickly, considering how drunk Owen is. We may just make it.
I'd like to talk about Dwyn.
Thanks for persuading him to come out here. He's going to be a great help. I just know it.
And I want to talk about something else.
There's not much time before sundown.
How is morale?
The men's spirits are high for now. Far better than I expected, to be honest. Dwyn's presence makes the men a bit more confident. It helps to know a veteran is on our side tonight. Since you convinced Owen to start repairs, we're pretty well armed now. That is a relief, let me tell you. Overall, I'd say the militia's very ready to fight. Never thought I'd say that, but there you go. Is there anything else?
Nope, I'll be back. I need to check on something.
I have a good feeling about tonight.
Okay, so now I need to go into the militia. I need to go into the chantry. And here's Mother Hannah, so I need to talk with her.
You are of elven blood and a stranger, yet you defend a home that is not your own. We are grateful for that.
I cannot stand by while monsters attack the helpless.
Not many in these modern days would honestly say the same. You are a man of worth, and the Maker will smile upon you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am revered Mother Hannah, head of this chantry, which for the moment is a place of refuge for these poor villagers. They are terrified of tonight's attack, and I fear these walls will not keep them safe. What can I do to help with your task?
Actually, Sir Perth needs holy protection for the knights.
I have done all I can for them. I pray for them each night and seek the Maker's forgiveness for their sins before they face their deaths. What Sir Perth seeks is something that is not in my power to give.
What do you mean?
Sir Perth believes that I can protect them against these creatures, a shield only the Maker can provide, and that I withhold this power.
Well, can't you just tell him the Maker will watch over him? Morale is a powerful thing, you know.
You mean you want me to let them think the Maker protects them in a real sense? I will not lie to them like that.
But if they think it helps them...
I suppose their belief in the Maker's power could inspire them, but it just seems like trickery. Very well. If it keeps them alive, I will do what I must. I have a number of silver-cast holy symbols. Tell Sir Perth that he can have them, and that wearing them will confer the Maker's protection. Now please, let me tend to these poor folk. I must do what I can, and I suggest you do the same.
Of course, and thank you. Yeah. Alistair, it seemed, really felt the same way that Nerian did on that matter. Caitlin.
Bevan said you were the one who found him. I can't possibly repay you.
Just stay safe, both of you.
The Maker sent you. I just know it. Thank you again.
Okay. So we need to go back up and talk with Sir Perth again.
The Knights of Redcliffe are ready to fight at your disposal.
You said you wanted holy protected. You said you wanted holy protection.
Have you spoken to the revered mother? Has she offered anything?
She has some amulets. Would those do?
If they are the same as the symbols worn by their priests, well, that would more than suffice.
You think they'll actually help?
Of course I do. These are Maker's symbols. What better protection could we ask for? I will send some men to collect the amulets. Please give my regards to Mother Hannah for seeing some sense at last.
Is there anything else you need?
No, nothing comes to mind. If you have not spoken to the Mayor, Murdoch, you should. His militia is far more in need of aid than we are.
Okay, well, carry on.
As you wish, Grey Warden. Maker watch over you.
Okay. And I think that's just about all the people that we had to talk to except for one, and this is actually for a non-Redcliffe quest. But when we were in Lothering, we saw a Blackstone Irregular fellow, and he gave us these quests here. And one of the people we need to speak to is actually General Garrison, who is here in Redcliffe. And so we're going to go into this house here because this is his house.
Yes? What can I do for you?
I have a letter for you from the Blackstone Irregulars.
I knew this time would come. I should have listened to my wife. Don't sign that paper, she said. They might pay you a few sovereigns now, but they'll be back. Blast. I'll see you on the front lines, I suppose.
Oh, you very well may.
Very well.
And somebody just got a level up, but I am... Was it you? Yep, looks like actually it was. Oh, holy cow. 12 attribute points to spend. Apparently, Geslin has leveled up a few times, and I've been blissfully ignorant of the fact. So, yeah. Whoa. Oops. Okay, so I split them as points evenly between strength, dexterity, and constitution because his skill sets are kind of divided between rogue and warrior skill sets, and constitution is never a bad thing to have. So let's see what we can give him. There we go. So I just gave him Thunder Arms, Indomitable, and Cripple. And then I gave him Powerful. So, Cripple actually, well, Thunder Arms and Indomitable we're familiar with because those are the skills that Nerian has, or two of the skills Nerian has. And Powerful is a passive ability he has as well. Now, Cripple is this. The character strikes a blow at the target, gaining a momentary attack bonus and hitting critically if the attack connects, while crippling the target with penalties to movement speed, attack, and defense unless it passes a physical resistance check. So it does damage. critical damage actually, if it hits, and at the same time hampers the target. So very, very useful skill to have. I think, yeah, mine just wants me to pick a specialty, which I haven't decided to do yet. And I believe the bookshelf gave us a Codex entry, but I'll peek at that later. So really all I have to do now is to wait for, talk to Sir Perth and wait for sundown, which will be when the battle will start. But I kind of want all of the battle, well the battle, I mean, the battle is rather long, so it needs to really be one episode by itself.
No word from the castle? No, all is still, as it has been for days. And it is an unnatural stillness, as though there is naught in there but death.
Say no more. The Arl lives, and I will not listen to your inauspicious chatter.
Yes, yes, very lovely. Let us soak in the vista before the massacre begins.
That isn't actually why I came over here.
It is begun.
But it is kind of a pretty view, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. Not quite sure how long it's been, so I hope that that it's been at least a half an hour. Anyway, I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.